Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Well, the Tigers' bats finally came alive yesterday. The offense posting a season-high 13 runs and 20 hits. What a way to close out the homestand. It's on the road tonight. We're in St. Louis. Game 1 in this series featuring the Cardinals and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us here for Game 1 and what should be a fun weekend here in St. Louis. The Tigers, a little bit of momentum, Rob. They finally brought the big bats out yesterday.
They really needed to because I know you and I both knew the Tigers were a much better offensive team they had displayed in the previous week. They'll need to be at their best because they're going up against one of the better teams in the National League.
And that means interleague play is back. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Tigers here in a 3-game series. But when interleague play starts, the Tigers seem to play their best baseball. This is a ball club that is second best only to the Red Sox in winning percentage since 06.
Well, the Tigers have a wonderful offensive team, and they clobber fastballs, and it's been well documented that the senior circuit, that would be the National League, they try to bully you with a lot of fastballs, and the Tigers hitters have been waiting every step of the way, and the Tigers have had some pretty good pitching with some great numbers against the National League, and that would be Justin Verlander. Of course, he's not pitching, but his numbers kind of speak for themselves.
All right, now the National League is about to find out what Miguel Cabrera is all about. Had a huge game yesterday for the Tigers. 3 hits, 5 RBIs. He really went off yesterday.
You know, as Miguel Cabrera goes through the Detroit Tigers, in yesterday's game, he had a lousy single in the very first inning. That got them on the board, but really one of the more important plays of the game for me was how he went first to third on a base hit. This is what Miguel Cabrera does. He gets his teammates involved. He challenged Hicks in center field. He got to third base. Tigers never looked back. And then, of course, he put his big boy pants on, went down to the bottom of the strike zone, and he flipped one out to left field. Then he flipped one out to right field as well. When Miguel gets going like he was going yesterday, he's just awfully fun to watch. As a matter of fact, he was the talk of conversation in Major League Baseball yesterday, and he's that way a lot of days in baseball.
398 home runs now for the big fella. All right, who are these St. Louis Cardinals the Tigers are playing starting here tonight? Well, I'm here to tell you they're a pretty good ball club. In fact, they're the best team right now in Major League Baseball in terms of record, 24-10. The Cardinals also have a very good pitching staff. They lead the National League in ERA. They've got a couple of guys in their lineup in Matt Holliday, Yadier Molina. These guys are supreme talents. They have a deep lineup, and this ought to be an interesting series. They also, Rod, have another guy in their lineup, Matt Carpenter, who's having a dynamite year.
You know, if I was to sit here and tell you that the last 2 years, the guy that had the most hits, hit the most doubles, and scored the most runs is a guy named Matt Carpenter, you wouldn't believe me. So I'm not going to tell you that. But this guy's a really good player. He's made a couple of all-star teams. He was drafted in the 13th round, a fifth-year senior out of TCU. They gave him $1,000, Mario, $1,000, and he's one of the better players in the National League. That's why I like interleague play. You get a chance to see some of the better players in the other league.
All right, should be fun here the next 3 days. Tigers and Cardinals getting set to go at it. After a short break, we send you back to the Call Sam studios. We'll check in with John Keating and Craig Monroe. Coming up tonight, green means go. Apparently it did for Shane Green in his last start against the Royals. Stay with us. Cards, Tigers, Game 1, next. expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Jeep, come discover great deals during the Jeep Drive and Discover event. And by Hellman's Mayonnaise, bring out the best. Well, stay tuned for Tigers Live following the game tonight. We'll select our Tigers Fox Sports Detroit Player of the Game, presented by the 2 for $5 Mixer Match Filet-O-Fish and 10-piece McNuggets. Baseball right around the corner from St. Louis. Two teams representing two of the best baseball towns in America. Detroit, St. Louis, the Tigers and Cardinals, and it's coming up next. A three-game road trip interleague play returns. Tiger fans all over Busch Stadium here this evening. Tigers and the Cardinals squaring off in a three-game weekend set. It's turned into a pretty nice night here at the ballpark. I mean, it was raining here profusely just 3 or 4 hours ago. The field conditions tonight are presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. 71 degrees at game time. It is a little bit humid, 70%, a little bit of a breeze, not much. It is partly cloudy, and hopefully the wet stuff will stay away for the rest of the evening. Here's the Tigers starting lineup for this one tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Anthony Gose will lead it off. He'll play in center field for the Tigers. Ian Kinsler and Miguel Cabrera to follow. J.D. Martinez batting cleanup. Yoenis Cespedes at left. Nick Castellanos at third. Bottom three of McCann, Iglesias, and Shane Green. They are facing the right-handed offerings of Carlos Martinez.
And Martinez had a pretty good month of April. He was unblemished as far as the losses were concerned, and he won 3 games. But in the month of May, in 2 consecutive starts, he's given up 7 runs in both of those starts. So he's been struggling lately, but he's got a big arm. Fastball gets all the way up to 97 miles an hour. Let's take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals defensive alignment. Is brought to you by Tim Hortons. In the outfield, it is Holiday, Borges, and Hayward. Peralta, Wong up the middle. In the infield, Carpenter, Reynolds on the corners. Yadier Molina, well, all he has done is won 7 consecutive Gold Gloves. The only 2 catchers that have won more than him are Pudge Rodriguez and Johnny Bench.
And we are ready for baseball here tonight. The first pitch of the ball game is a ball outside to Anthony Gose, who starts it off for the Tigers, wearing the road grays here this evening. It'll be Gose, Kinsler, and Cabrera. Anthony coming off a terrific homestand. He shoots the next pitch out of play, and the count goes 1 ball, 1 strike.
Told you Martinez has a big arm. Fastball gets up to 97, average fastball 94, but he's got a really good changeup. He also has a slider and a curveball that he won't use all that frequently.
1-1 is swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Only 23 years of age, Carlos Martinez out of Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. Here's Molina flashing the signs. Here's the 1-2 coming home. And Gose is down on strikes, 1 away.
Not often you see pitchers that are starters use the changeup as an out pitch, but Martinez will use his changeup as an out pitch. Here's one to Anthony Ghost that has some nice fading action away from him.
That'll bring up Ian Kinsler. Kinsler has hit safely in his last 4. Had a really good homestand for the Tigers. Hit .370 on the homestand. And the average as a result is up over 300 at .307 overall. In there for a strike, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Tigers hitters, they pretty much need to gear up for that heater that Martinez will be featuring at least early in this game.
The Tigers are hoping they get the Martinez who has appeared in his last 2 starts, as opposed to the guy that was pitching so brilliantly in his first 4 starts.
That's right.
He has really scuffled his last 2. 1-1 is a ball outside, 2-1.
A nice little slider there at 86 miles an hour. A little bigger break to the slider of Carlos Martinez.
First 40 and an ERA of 1.80, but the last 2 he's given up a ton of runs. 14 runs in his last 9 innings. Waiting on deck, Miguel Cabrera. Kinsler looks at a strike that fills the count now at 3-2. Pleasant evening here in St. Louis tonight. Tigers and Cardinals getting together for the first time in this ballpark since 2009. Right back up the middle, but had him played beautifully there. Wong throws him out. Wow, what a throw.
Wong is a real nice defender at second base. They were already shading Ian Kinsler up the middle, and the ball was hit rather sharply, but it went over to backhand, then he turned around and flipped it over to the first baseman, Shane Reynolds, for the putout.
Kinsler has a hit taken away, 2 gone. Here is Miguel Cabrera.
And a lot of Cardinal fans here tonight, a lot of Cardinal red, but a lot of them came to see this guy right here.
And Miggy looks at a strike, 0-1. Cabrera batting .328, had a big day yesterday. 5 RBIs in the Tigers win against the Minnesota Twins. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Cabrera now with 26 RBIs this year. Tigers, of course, without their designated hitter, Victor Martinez, who has been struggling anyway. And, of course, they need to rest his knees. So this 3-game series perhaps comes at the perfect time.
Miguel played long ball twice yesterday. He went deep to left field at Comerica Park over the visiting team's bullpen, and then he hit another home run late in the game. This was to right field. As a matter of fact, that is the 3rd time this year Miguel Cabrera has homered twice in a game.
Here's the 1-2. Missed inside, 2-2. Martinez here in this first inning has dialed up to 98. As you look at the multi-homer games in Tigers history, Miggy now with 24. Hank Greenberg has 32 in Tigers history, the highest mark. Backed him out of there. Full count, 3-2. J.D. Martinez waiting on deck. Just underway from St. Louis. Bouncing ball third base side on the backhand there, Carpenter. And the Tigers will go 1-2-3 in the first inning. Here come the Cardinals in the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first inning here in St. Louis, and their starting lineup is presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Peter Borges leading it off, followed by Matt Carpenter and Matt Holliday, who's really in an outstanding stretch right now. Peralta, the former Tigers, at short, then Reynolds and Wong, Molina, Hayward, and Martinez rounding out the starting lineup for the Cardinals, and they are facing Shane Green, presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And last Sunday night, Shane Green was pretty good. Pitched 8 innings in that game against the Kansas City Royals. Had a lot of life on his fastball. He kept it down at the bottom of the strike zone, threw some good breaking balls, and threw quite a few left-handers changeups. It's the most changeups he'd had thrown in any outing, and it was very effective pitch for Shane.
So the speedy Peter Borges leads it off for St. Louis. Borges batting .292, is in the lineup these days with John Jay on the disabled list. And Borges has taken over that leadoff slot. He shoots one to the right side. Right there is Kinsler to play the high. Borges is out, one gone.
Let's take a peek at the Detroit Tigers starting defense. It's presented by Beaumont Health System. In the outfield tonight, you have Cespedes, you have Ghost, you have J.D. Martinez, Iglesias, Kinsler up the middle, Castellanos and Cabrera on the corners. James McCann is the catcher. The Tigers have turned 38 double plays this year, good for third most in the majors.
Here is Matt Carpenter now with one out. In the 2 spot, batting .322 this year. He's knocked in 23. And Green starts him off with a strike, 0-1.
He was a pretty good leadoff hitter, but when he got on base, because he's not the fleetest of foot, he would kind of slow the offense down. So Mike Matheny, their manager, thought they would be a better offensive team if they slotted him in that 2 spot, and they have performed very well with Carpenter batting second.
He's leading their ball club in home runs with 6. Driven back out of play.
Yeah, yesterday he hit a huge home run against his former teammate Mark Jepsinski. It's the first home run that Jepsinski has given up to a left-handed batter in about a year.
Wow. And it just cleared the glove of Michael Bourne.
He nearly caught that ball.
No balls, 2 strikes on Carpenter. One and 2 now.
Carpenter missed 3 games this year with that same issue that McCutchen was having in spring training. Lower body soreness, I believe they were saying.
Which is kind of vague, if you ask me.
You've never, I mean, it's the first time I heard it was this year with Andrew McCutchen.
1 and 2 the count on Carpenter. And Green missing, and the count evens now 2 and 2.
The lower body, so it could be the thigh, could be the knee,
could be your big toe,
could be the ankle,
the heel of your foot. Here's Holliday waiting on deck.
He's a big boy. Looks like he lives in the gym.
And that'll fill the count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
They got a couple baseball rats on their team. Carpenter, his dad was a high school baseball coach. Holliday's dad coached high school baseball as well. All of Holliday's uncles also coached baseball.
McCann flashing signs. It's pulled fair inside the bag at first. That'll bounce off the sidewall. Carpenter going to try for 2. JD's throw to the bag is off target. And it's a double for Matt Carpenter. #16th double of the year for Carpenter.
Matt's just a good hitter. That's a good fastball that's inside. Simply pulls his hands down in the hitting zone and rips it down past Miguel Cabrera for a sliding double.
First scoring opportunity of the game for either side. And here is Holliday.
I'd be very careful with Holliday. He is one of the better hitters in the major leagues this year with runners in scoring position. And you do have a base open.
Holliday has been on base in every single game he's played in this year, 32 straight. Batting a robust .336. Green's 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, real nice breaking ball there, thrown at 86 miles an hour to Holiday. Carpenter, who just doubled down in the right field corner, is probably their best hitter, but there's no question that Matt Holliday is their most dangerous bat.
Well, he's been so in these situations. He is hitting .538 with men in scoring position this year. That's pretty good. Soft line drive caught at second base. They'll get a double play. Carpenter was headed off the bag, and he's going to be doubled up. So a break there for the Tigers. A line DP 4-6 ends the inning. One in the books here in St. Louis. No score.
Obligatory Justin Verlander update. JV threw another bullpen session today, threw 35 pitches, able to throw the fastball, the changeup, and the sliders, even starting to mix in some soft curveballs. It went well enough. The Tigers plan to schedule another bullpen for him on Monday. The plan is to up his pitch count to perhaps 45 to 50 pitches. If that all goes well, it might not be too much longer before he pitches in a simulated game. Mario, Rob, there you go.
Thanks, Mick. Boy, that's great. Getting him back in the rotation certainly is huge for the Tigers. Progress, I guess that's all we hope for right now.
Well, you know, this part of the season, JV is hating that he's missing because he is the most dominant pitcher in all of baseball against the interleague, the other division, the other league.
J.D. Martinez starts it off, sends a bouncing ball to short. A couple of steps to his left. The former Tiger, Johnny Peralta, throws him out. One gone here in the Tigers' second. Bring up Yoenis Cespedes. That also brings us to our Bernstein advantage, the pitcher-batter matchup. And for Cespedes against the Cardinals in his career, 6 games at .333, and hit pretty well here at Busch Stadium as well, 5 for 12. So we'll see if Yoenis can put together a good at bat here in the second. Martinez starts him off with a fastball at 96. He was up to 98 in the first inning.
Yeah, Miguel Cabrera will cause you to put a little extra on your fastball.
Cespedes at 267. He's knocked in 19 this year for Detroit.
It's a tough game. Rajay Davis, didn't he get 3 hits yesterday?
He did. But you know what? Ghost is playing well, and JD's starting to heat up.
Rajay couldn't get off the bench today.
But he was still bouncing around the clubhouse.
Yeah, he was.
Swing and a miss by Cespedes.
As a matter of fact, the Tigers have a couple of guys that aren't in the starting lineup today that have really good interleague numbers. Victor Martinez, also very good in interleague, and Rajay batting over 400 in interleague.
Yeah, tough to keep him on the bench right now, but That's how it goes with the right-hander on the mound these days. And that's rolled foul by Cespedes. Carlos Martinez. Well, they average over 6.5 runs per game for him when he's on the mound, so that certainly helps. Here's the 1-2. Martinez, you might notice, wears the number 18. He changed his number this year, and that's in honor of his former friend and teammate Oscar Taveras, the top prospect for the Cardinals, who was killed in an automobile accident last year.
Yeah, instead of Jason Hayward playing right field, they thought Taveras would be there for the next decade.
That ball's hit high in the air and deep to left field. Holiday going back. Track, wall, gonna watch it sail. It's gone. Yoenis Cespedes hits his 5th of the year. And it's 1-0 Detroit. His dominance here at Busch continues.
Has a breaking ball that didn't quite get to the area that Yadier Molina, the catcher, wanted it. He wanted it outside. That ball was left up over the heart of the dish, and Yoenis Cespedes lifted and separated and hit it out to left field.
20th RBI of the season for Cespedes. 1-0 Tigers. Right at the knees for strike one. Nick Castellanos.
If you weren't with us at the top of the show, we told you that the last couple of starts for Martinez, they were poor starts. He gave up 7 runs in each of those starts, and they say that he was overthrowing up to 97, 98. We've already seen him up to 97, 98 in this game.
Here's the 1-1 to Castellanos. And a wave and a miss.
It's the first time that Yoenis Cespedes has homered in a while. And you have to go back to April 27th in Minnesota.
And Yoenis didn't really have a very good homestand either, so that's a good sign here in the first game of this road trip. Meanwhile, Castellanos caught looking. Second strikeout of the ball game for Martinez. The approximate distance on that home run, they measured it at about 412 feet. Pretty good poke. Cardinals, a team that really does not allow very many home runs, 19, which was the fewest in the major leagues. That was coming into play tonight. McCann looks at ball one. .250 for James McCann. He was slowed a little bit offensively as well in the homestand. Only 3 hits for the Tigers. Alex Avila on the disabled list, so it's McCann and Holiday these days manning the position. And boy, Bryant had a big game yesterday.
Holiday was on point yesterday. He led Sanchez beautifully, and he also chipped in with a few knocks.
3 balls, 1 strike on McCann.
And if you're McCann, you know you're going to get a fastball to hit here, and it's going to be a firm one, about 95, so you might as well gear up for it.
Iglesias waiting on deck. And he lost it, ball 4. 2 out base on balls. Tigers get another base runner. That'll keep it going for Iglesias. Jose batting in the 8th spot today in the National League ballpark. The pitcher bats 9th, so Iglesias bumped up 1 spot.
This has to be the toughest spot to hit in the order in the National League, ahead of the pitcher. And they're always either pitching around you or they're putting you on. They're never really giving you a whole lot to hit.
Jose right now a 5-game hitting streak. And he looks at ball 1. Iglesias has been doing it with the glove and the bat this year. He's been one of the better all-around shortstops in the American League. A .351 batting average coming into play tonight. Bouncing ball to short. Peralta has it there. Goes the short way to end the inning. One run on one mighty swing of the bat. Yoenis Cespedes goes deep, his 5th of the year, and it's 1-0 Tigers. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd here in St. Louis. Shane Green back to the hill. Johnny Peralta, Mark Reynolds, Colton Wong to face the Tigers right-hander. Shane gave up a double in the 1st, but got a line double play to get him out of trouble. Peralta looks for the strike. Johnny batting .297. He's hit 4 home runs. Former Detroit Tiger, 2-time All-Star with the Tigers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peralta had the single the other night, which broke up the no-hitter in Cleveland. The no-hit bid for Corey Kluber. Put up some good numbers last year.
He really did. Put up good numbers in a Tigers uniform as well.
21 home runs last year for the Cards, a single-season record for a shortstop. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. First strikeout for Shane Green.
I've noticed that Green has started to change some speeds with his breaking ball. Some he'll throw hard, and this one, a really soft breaking ball, had Peralta fooled and out in front. He swung right over the top of it. Had a nice conversation with Jeff Jones, the pitching coach, this morning, and he was telling me in Green's last outing against the Kansas City Royals, he wasn't out there thinking a whole lot. He was simply relying on his stuff. He was keeping the ball down. He had a very effective changeup, and he stayed out of the heart of the plate, which is a really good recipe for success.
No one is drilled to the right fielder, J.D. Martinez. Reynolds is out.
So to put it in layman's terms, Jeff Jones basically told me that the issues that Green was having when he was giving up those elevated numbers, simply between the ears, just out there thinking way too much.
Keep it simple. 2 up, 2 down. Here is Colton Wong. The Cardinals have 3 lefties in their lineup tonight, of which Wong is one of them. And you look at it, and righties are batting just .210 against the right-hander Green, and lefties are over .300. The double that he gave up tonight was to a lefty. That was Carpenter back in the 1st.
And the one thing he's going to have to do, that would be Green. He's going to have to really start to throw the changeup a lot more. He did 5 days ago, but he still has to throw a lot more of them if he's going to get those numbers down.
And he'll take his base right now. He was drilled. Hit batter here with 2 outs in the 2nd. Nowhere to go for Wong except first base. Here's Yadier Molina. Widely considered the best catcher in the game these days. Molina, 7 straight Gold Gloves. Batting .277 this year.
Yeah, the 2 best catchers in the game of baseball both play in the state of Missouri. Salvador Perez for the Kansas City Royals, and of course Yadier Molina right here in St. Louis.
Good point. We've seen a lot of Mr. Perez. Molina sends a ground ball left side, base hit, found a hole. 2-out rally now for the Cardinals. Hit batter and a single. We'll bring up Jason Hayward. McCann going out to the mound briefly to have a chat with Green. Hayward at .236. He's been mired in a bit of a slump. 4 for his last 22 at bats. Eight RBIs this year for Hayward. Ball 1 missing outside. And Jason Hayward first got to the big leagues at age 20. I don't think there were too many people out there that didn't think he would be an all-star every year.
Yeah, he looked like a guy that was headed to the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's how talented he was at that particular time, with power and speed and arm strength and defense, you name it. There wasn't anything that Hayward couldn't do.
Spent 5 years with the Atlanta Braves. Did Hayward. He homered in his first major league game and really burst out of the scene.
If you talk to some people here in St. Louis, they will simply tell you, if you look at Jason's numbers, he really hasn't been the same since he was hit in the face a few years ago. Still wears that helmet to protect the right side of the face.
Well, he's ahead of the count here. 2 balls, no strikes for the Tigers, up 1-0. Here are the career numbers on Hayward. 261 lifetime, 86 homers in his parts of 6 years in the majors. Here's the strike, 2-1.
And Hayward was a guy that was born and raised in Atlanta, #1 pick for the Atlanta Braves, so he was playing right at the house.
Yeah, that seems storybook. He's patrolling right field these days for the Cardinals. Hayward sends a broken bat grounder off the glove of Green. Everybody is going to be safe, an infield hit. And some bad luck for Detroit.
Had Green not made contact with the ball, Iglesias would have made that play. He was right there getting ready to field that ground ball.
Well, the good news is it's the pitcher spot right now with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Carlos Martinez is 1 for 11 this year. Career a 160 hitter. Ball 1 to Martinez. Well, he came inside. You don't want to hit the pitcher with the bases loaded. Rally started when Wong was hit by a pitch. Molina then singled. Hayward an infield hit. 1-1. Tigers take the lead on the Cespedes home run in the top of this inning. And Martinez right now trying to help himself out. Foul back out of play, 1-2. One and two with the bases full for the Cardinals here in the second. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Shane Green comes back with his second strikeout of the game, and the Cardinals will leave them loaded. Watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire. Tonight, Mike Matheny on the right, Brad Ausmus on the left. Two former catchers in the major leagues that are managing big league ball clubs now. And here's a look at a kind of a career comparison between these two who spent a lot of time in the major leagues.
Well, both guys were really good leaders on the field at their respective positions, and they've also shown some really good leadership skills in their current positions as managers for their respective squads.
Yeah, they won 7 Gold Gloves between them.
They were pretty much alternating that Gold Glove every year, Matheny and Ausmus, when both were in the primes of their careers.
Here is Shane Green to lead it off. He'll start things for the Tigers, then Ghost and Kinsler. Shane has only had 3 at-bats this year, was 0 for 3 in Pittsburgh. Taps one slowly. Third base line, better let it roll, and they will. It's foul. Shane almost had his first major league hit. All 3 of his at-bats in Pittsburgh were strikeouts. And he was busting it down the line, and he'll slowly walk back to the batter's box. Martinez surrendered the home run to Cespedes in the second. Also gave up a walk. Green trying to catch his breath. One ball, 2 strikes on Shane. Stepped in the old buckets, and down he goes, swing and a miss. Third strikeout already now for Martinez. Time now for the Lowe's Never Stop Improving stats. What do we have? Well, the Tigers offense this year. How about these numbers, Rod? 1 through 3 in the lineup, pretty good.
Well, Rajay and Ghost get it started. Ian Kinsler having another spectacular year in. Well, Miguel, for about a decade now, he's been one of the best offensive performers in all of baseball.
Ghost fouls it back 0-1.
And the number 9 hitter hadn't been too shabby this year, Iglesias.
It is awfully nice to have Cabrera's name in that 3 spot, though.
Oh, yeah, you want him hitting in the first inning.
Ghost at 344, struck out to start the ball game. Tigers, in fact, one time through the lineup have hit only 1 ball out of the infield, and that, of course, was the home run by Cespedes. Tigers at 21-14. Cardinals came in at 24-10. Best record in baseball. Mike Matheny has led his team to the postseason for his first 3 consecutive years, this being his 4th year as the skipper. Right back up the middle, slowly into center field, and right by Martinez for a base hit.
Well, this should be fun. Yadier Molina behind the plate, one of the best throwing catchers in all of baseball, and Ghost has outstanding speed, so we'll see if Ghost is in a running mood here tonight. Right over the left leg of Martinez. If you're Anthony Ghost, and you have to always be aware of the fact that Molina will throw behind you. He likes to pick a lot. So if you get too big a secondary lead, you better be ready to get back to the bag, and because he'll throw down to first base and try to pick you off.
In there for a strike. Ian Kinsler grounded out his first time up. Ghosts at first with a 1-out single. Anthony has stolen 6 out of 8 this year. He'll dive back in. Anthony's got a little flash out footwear these days. Bright orange.
He hit 340, man.
Oh, that's right. The average goes up. You can wear those shoes.
You know what I mean? You got a style now.
Got himself a pretty good sized lead. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yadier Molina, one of the few catchers in the game that can really change what the opposition will do in terms of the running game. He's been that dominant behind the dish.
7 consecutive Gold Gloves. Great throwing arm. Very accurate.
Good swing there by Kinsler.
Here's a little bit of what Molina does to the opposing team's running game. He simply shuts it down with picks to first, picks to third, nice fake to second to get the runner down the line too far at third base, picking him off. A very sharp baseball player. He lost 30 pounds in the offseason. Did you know that?
I was about to say he looks a whole lot slimmer these days. Here's the 1-2, runner goes, and it's sprayed foul back in the seats. MGM Grand brings you the scouting report on Molina. 26 major league teams have allowed more stolen bases than opponents have attempted against the Cardinals since Molina debuted in 2004. So that gives you a really good idea of the effect that he will have on the opponent.
Yeah, he changed the game the same way that the former Tiger Pudge Rodriguez did back in his heyday.
Grounded foul. This time he pulled it. Well, when you win 7 consecutive Gold Gloves, and we showed you the video pack on some of his varied skills, Molina still considered the best in his position, coming from a family of catchers, Jose and Benji the other 2, all from Puerto Rico. Ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 on Ian Kinsler. Ghost stumbled on his initial first step, but it's popped straight up left side of the infield for Peralta. Anthony was on the move, but he wisely put on brakes. Here's our T-Mobile game changer as Cabrera steps in. Well, you know, Miggy now has 398 career home runs. He is just 2 shy of 401 shy of Andres Galarraga for the most home runs by a Venezuelan-born player. And Maglio on that list. Javier Abreu. Cabrera shoots one on the ground and through, base hit. Diving try by Peralta, goes on his way to third. Throw comes into second. First and third with 2 outs.
It's a 94-mile-per-hour fastball shot right by Johnny Peralta, and Anthony Ghost just runs right in the face of Matt Holliday. Matt Holliday playing very deep and respecting the power of Miguel Cabrera.
Here's J.D. Martinez. Tigers trying to add to their 1-0 lead. J.D. fouls it back. He bounced out his first time up to the shortstop Peralta.
J.D. Martinez a couple of days ago, what was it, Saturday night, left with some lower back soreness, back spasms, but no issues yesterday. He came out and had a good day Sunday afternoon at Comerica Park.
Now imagine if he was not able to go with also Victor Martinez, no DH. That really would have left a gaping hole in the middle of the Tigers lineup. But JD's been good. In fact, 5-game hitting streak now, batted .389 in the homestand, which is really good news because he was in the throes of an 0 for 25 slump.
Yeah, when he was in that 0 for 25 slump, he punched out 16 times.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers in search of the 2-out hit. Ghost got things started with a single. He's at third now. Cabrera at first. 2 and 2.
Everything that he has thrown to J.D. Martinez has been inside, whether it be the tailing fastball at 94 or the changeup, also fading down and in to J.D. Martinez. Going to go with the slider now.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. It'll be the 4th strikeout of the game for Carlos Martinez. Tigers strand a pair. He's on the bottom of the 3rd. his 2-homer day. I feel like my first year was last year. I'm scared because I don't want to stop playing baseball. You know, I just want to stop aging. Unfortunately, that can't happen, can it?
If he can figure that out and pass that along to us.
Well, Miggy's certainly going to reach 400 in the home run category soon. At 398 right now, but boy, what a special day yesterday at the ballpark for Miguel. Tigers still lead this one. 1-0 is our score as Green goes back to the hill. Peter Borges will lead it off. Borges, Carpenter, and Holiday in the Cardinals' third. Shane had a little bit of trouble in his last inning. Hit a batter, gave up a couple of hits, but he struck out the pitcher Martinez. That ended the inning. 0-2 on Borges, who grounded out his first time up. That one just missed. 1-2. Borges came up in the Angels system and was traded to the Cardinals in the David Freese deal, which was back in 2013. He has speed. We know that is his main weapon and main asset.
Yeah, he stole 50 bases once in the minors playing for Rancho Cucamonga, an A-ball affiliate of the Angels. Stole 141 minor league bases.
Nubbed off the end of the bat, but that'll go foul.
Borges is one of those guys that they've had a difficult time of keeping on the field as well. He's had quite a few little nicks over the course of his major league career that has landed him on the disabled list.
Had a hip problem last year, which limited his playing time. We mentioned he's getting a shot now because John Jay is on the DL. Green's 1-2. On the infield, and Castellanos comes to the grass. 1 out, time for a game break. Here's Johnny Kane. All right, Johnny, thanks. Well, there you see Beltre now at 52nd all time with his 400th big league home run. Cabrera's on his heels, though.
Can you imagine if Miguel played in better hitting parks, though? I mean, he started his career playing in Pro Player Stadium down in Miami, which was a graveyard. Huge ballpark. And then, of course, he comes to Detroit, which is another really big ballpark, but yet he has 398.
Well, Texas would be one of those ballparks, and Beltre plays there, where certainly the ball flies a lot more than Comerica. Might be talking about 500 instead of 400 had he been in parks like that in his career.
Oh, nose down.
Well, Carpenter will take his base. 1 on, 1 out. Pretty close. Brad Ausmus now wanting to see if he can take a look at this. He said no thanks. So here's Holiday after a Carpenter double in the first inning. Holiday lined into a double play.
The 5th double play that Holiday has hit into this year.
Driven to right field, sinking and caught. JD throwing behind the runner, and he just got back.
That is a really nice job there by JD Martinez. Also goes in center field with shading Holiday into right center field. If you look at his spray chart, just about every time he makes contact, he hits the ball to right field. Holiday, nice play here by Martinez, coming in, taking a base hit away from him.
Two down for Johnny Peralta. Green struck him out to start things off in the bottom of the second. Tigers a run on 3 hits, and the Cardinals no runs, 3 hits. Strike called on Peralta. Johnny played parts of 4 years in Detroit with the Tigers, and then left as a free agent.
They had gone about 8 years here in St. Louis where they basically had a new shortstop every single year. 8 years in a row, new shortstop here in St. Louis. But that stopped this year with the Peralta at that position for 2 years. He signed a 4-year deal. Can you imagine that? That's no stability whatsoever.
No, and it's a very critical position as well, that shortstop position.
But it really didn't stop the Cardinals from winning a lot of games.
Last time they had a shortstop, the same shortstop for 2 consecutive seasons, David Eckstein back in 06 and 07.
Oh, Eckstein.
And of course, Eck was the MVP of the World Series in 06 against Detroit.
You had to bring that up.
I did. That's fouled back out of play. You know, there's still a little bit of part of me that's really bitter about 06 because I thought the Tigers had the better team.
Yeah, I'm with you. The way they were rolling that year, it was Leland's first year. A lot of excitement at Comerica Park. But they snatched it from the Tigers.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that is that for St. Louis. No runs, hit batter, and 1 man left. 3 in the books here at Busch Stadium tonight. The Cardinals trailing the Tigers 1-0.
Forward, that 1 run courtesy of a solo shot by Yoenis Cespedes. And back in the 2nd inning, and that's our Nissan drive of the game.
And that has been it. Not much more to talk about here. The Tigers taking that 1-0 lead into the 4th as Cespedes looks at a strike. Yoenis to be followed by Castellanos and then McCann. The right-hander Carlos Martinez back out there. Swing and a miss.
Molina is one of those catchers that is respected so well by the entire pitching staff that usually when he puts a sign down, they don't shake him off at all.
Just missed the outside corner. Well, Martinez, only 23 years of age, has split time really between the rotation, mostly in the bullpen though, following Molina's lead. Last season 57 appearances, only 7 of those starts. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Cespedes down on strikes. 5 of them now for Martinez. Hey, the clock is ticking. From now until midnight on Sunday, you can get mezzanine tickets for just $17 to see the Tigers play the Brewers May 18th through the 20th. The offer is available exclusively at tigers.com/diamond deals. Enter the coupon code Tigers. Here's Castellanos. Well, one pitch that Martinez would like back is the breaking ball that he hung to Cespedes. Otherwise, he's been pretty good. 5 punch outs. Castellanos fanned his first time up, and he fouls it back 0-2.
I was talking to Nick in the clubhouse today, and I was talking about the home run that he hit yesterday, and I was simply asking him, do you have that much power the opposite way? And he said, all 3 of my home runs have been to right field this year.
13 RBIs. Had a good series against Minnesota, but swings and misses there, and a couple of quick strikeouts for Martinez. He has fanned 3 in a row now, and 6 for the game. Here's James McCann. That Castellanos power the other way didn't really surprise you, though, did it?
Well, I mean, base hits the opposite way
true.
Don't surprise me, but the power the opposite way does kind of surprise me, because I mean, if you got that kind of power the opposite way, once you learn how to pull the baseball, if you're Castellanos, I mean, we're looking at a guy to get hit 20-25.
McCann tried to get out of the way of a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, fouled it off. He walked in the second. Yeesh. 95 there, mid-90s to tie him up 0-2. Overthrew that one to 98, missed it up. Should McCann reach, Iglesias will be next. Right back up the middle, into center field, base hit. 2-out single for James McCann.
And right back up the middle. That's the second time a ball has been hit right back up the middle. But Martinez falls off the mound so violently toward the first base side of the pitching mound that he can't even field his position.
Yeah, the last one that came up the middle almost hit him in the leg. That one sailed by him. Here is Iglesias.
One more look at the base hit. Look at how violently he falls off to the left side of the rubber. Therefore, a ball hit right back up the middle that a lot of good pitchers just simply make a play. He is in no position to field it.
So Martinez facing the number 8 hitter here with Shane Green, the pitcher, waiting on deck. 2-0 to Iglesias.
Iglesias batting 8th here tonight, with the pitcher batting 9th. But when batting 9th, he has 25 hits already this year, which is the most of anybody in a 9th spot in the majors.
It's still, when you think about it, somewhat astounding that he could miss an entire season like he did last year, and really, I guess, was trying to gain some footing and some traction in spring training. But I didn't think he'd come out of the gates this quick.
I did not either, because he really struggled in spring training.
And he lost him, ball 4. We'll put 2 men on, but it's going to bring up Shane Green.
It appeared to me that Martinez basically pitched around Iglesias with a runner at first base, not in scoring position, but a runner at first base.
Right, which is really a little bit surprising when you consider that Iglesias doesn't have a lot of power.
Right.
He really can't hurt you all that much. So now he'll go after the pitcher here with 2 outs. And the reason that maybe makes a difference is that it'd be nice if you're Martinez to have the pitcher leading off the next half inning.
That's another great point.
But now he's going to have to get rid of him here if he can. 0-2.
That two-seamer that Martinez is featuring here tonight has a lot of late movement running into the right-handers at 92, 94. That's the reason why they like him so much.
He tried to hit the outside corner, couldn't do it. Ball high. Now the count evens 2-2.
If you're wondering about the arms in the outfield for the Cardinals, should Green get a base hit, Hayward is really the only one that can throw. He's in right field. He's got a great arm.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Green strikes out for the second time in the game. 7 of them now for Carlos Martinez.
And with 3 hands catch, the Tigers become the 3rd team in series history to be down 3 games to 1 and come back to win.
Well, that was certainly a better ending than 2006 was, to be sure. Of course, there's a lot of history between these two franchises and the Tigers and Cardinals historically. And you look at their comparison, and the Tigers 4 World Series titles. The Cardinals have 11 in their history. A lot of Hall of Famers between these two teams as well. Shane Green is done with his warm-up tosses now. How about this? Shane Green has thrown 39 pitches through 3 innings. And so he does what he does. He gets out of innings quickly. And I was looking at the numbers, Rod. He averages under 14 per inning.
I think that's the best in the majors, isn't it?
Well,
close to it.
Close to it is second. Bartolo Colon is a little bit better.
How about Bartolo Colon?
I can't understand that.
That man is north of 40 years old and throws nothing but strikes.
Well, here's Mark Reynolds to start things off. Reynolds, then Wong, and then Molina. There's the ball outside, 1-0. Here you go. Bartolo Colon slightly better than Green.
Some pretty good pitchers on that list. Scherzer, Harvey, and Johnny Cueto.
Not only does Green work quickly, but he has very quick innings as well. behind here on Reynolds, who has power. The 2-0 pitch. On the ground is short. Iglesias to a knee. Throws it away. Into the dugout it goes.
Iglesias had more time than he thought. Unbelievable range to get to the ball, but what he did was he threw flat-footed. And anytime you throw flat-footed, that arm angle sort of drops, the elbow drops, and he just threw the ball over the head of Miguel. He had plenty of time to take a couple of steps back toward first base and get the arm in a better angle so he could make a better throw to first.
Just sailed on him. Reynolds may have done something when he hit the bag at first base. They're going to take a look at him out at second. Single and an error on that play. And now the Cardinals have the tying run in scoring position. Reynolds looked like he hit his ankle on the bag. Right there.
And he kind of slid off the bag with that right foot.
He'll stay in the game, though. Cardinals have their 4th hit. And now a problem here for Green in the 4th. The man at second, nobody out. As Colton Wong steps in. Wong was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. .320 batting average this year. Drill to center field, Ghosts. Reynolds tagging but holding. 1 out. Hey, tomorrow Major League Baseball returns with another doubleheader at divisional rivalry, starting with the Braves taking on the Marlins. Then the Pirates square off against the Cubs. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Eastern on your home for baseball every Saturday. Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Here's Yadier Molina.
And Molina has not hit for any power this year. He does not have a home run, but he has been one of their better hitters with the runners in scoring position. Done a nice job.
351 to be exact. And that hit his bat.
Doesn't even look like the same guy. Dropping 30 pounds in the offseason. Wanted to make sure that he kept his knees healthy. Wanted to make sure that he kept his back healthy, playing a very demanding position. And they say because he lost so much weight, he has lost some of his power.
Well, I would imagine, though, it'll help keep him stronger later in the season. As you mentioned, take a lot of the pressure off his knees.
That's what he's hoping.
No balls, 1 strike on Molina. Yadier has not homered this year. Line to left field. Cespedes coming over. 2 gone. So the Cardinals got the leadoff man to second, but they've not been able to move him yet. Here's Jason Hayward.
Well, here's a situation here where they probably will just walk. Jason Hayward with 2 outs and the base open and the pitcher in the on-deck circle.
Would seem to be the way to play it strategically. And they will. Hayward will not bat. Carlos Martinez, the pitcher, waiting on deck. He'll take a crack with 2 men on, 2 men out.
St. Louis Cardinals gave up a really good pitcher to get Jason Hayward from the Atlanta Braves, Shelby Miller. And he's turned into the ace for Atlanta.
It seemed like a pretty hefty price. You know, a couple of years ago, Jason Hayward finishing second in the Rookie of the Year voting to Buster Posey.
At least right now, the Atlanta Braves have got the best of that deal because they have Shelby Miller under control for at least 3 or 4 more years. And Jason Hayward, he's a free agent after this season.
So 2 on and 2 outs. And here is Carlos Martinez. First walk of the ball game for Shane Green. He has hit a couple of batters. Martinez struck out. That ended the second when the Cardinals had 3 men on, the bases loaded. Ball 1. Well, it's turned into a nice night. Temperature was in the 70s when we started this game. He's showing bunt, lays one down, and Shane will throw him out. That'll take care of the Cardinals. They strand 2 more. 4 in the books here in St. Louis for the Tigers. When we get to the 5th, it'll be the top of the order. Ghost, then Kinsler, then Cabrera. Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Meyer. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Back here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis on our way to the 5th, and the Tigers with a 1-0 lead over the Cardinals in the game 1 of this 3-game weekend interleague series. And back to the hill goes Carlos Martinez. He has surrendered 4 Tigers hits in this game. His numbers look like this. The lone blemish was the home run by Cespedes in the second. And that has been it in this game.
He is just 1 strikeout away from a career high. He already has 7 in this game through 4 innings.
Hey, by the way, follow the Tigers all season long in 2015 with MLB.com at Bat. The #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment for the game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, and a whole lot more. Get at Bat on your smartphone or your tablet.
It might be my favorite app that I have on my phone and my tablet.
At Bat?
Yep.
Yeah, it's right up there for me too. It comes in handy, man. You can watch games.
Doing a lot of stuff with it, man.
Even archive games. Check stats.
No excuses these days for not being informed if you got a job like we've got.
Anthony Ghost leads it off, then Kinsler and Cabrera. Ghost has a single in 2 at-bats, average at .351. That is correct, .351 for Anthony. And the thing about Gose is he seems to have taken all of his success early this season in stride. I mean, he's just a real kind of calm guy in the clubhouse.
Yeah, he is very humble.
Foul back. 1-2 on Gose.
He's upset with himself. He left the strike zone to try to get to that mid-90s fastball upstairs, which is very difficult to do. With Martinez, after he gets 2 strikes on you, you really don't know what you're going to get. He's not like most pitchers where they have 1 strikeout pitch. He'll use his fastball, his slider, or his changeup to get that 3rd strike. Usually starters have 1 really good strikeout pitch, whether it be a hard fastball or a good breaking ball.
Full count on Gose. Pulled to right field and hit well. Hayward going back, and he's going to reach, can't get it off the wall. Goes off to the races now. That ball bangs off the wall. Anthony's on his way to 3rd. Hand throw not in time. A triple for Gose. His 2nd hit of this game for the Tigers. Man, is he fun to watch.
A 93-mile-per-hour fastball that was right down in the nitro zone of Anthony Gose, and he ripped it off the wall. Got away from Hayward, but look at the throw by Hayward. Once he goes over and grabs the baseball, he throws a clothesline to 3rd base, a little off the mark. But he got a chance to see how strong the arm is of Jason Hayward.
Cardinals now will play the infield in. Ian Kinsler will step to the plate. Hop up and a ground out for Ian. His job now to get this run in. Tigers lead 1-0. Kinsler had a .370 homestand for the Tigers. On the outer edge, 1-1. Missed it inside.
How about this defense they're playing on Ian Kinsler?
Yeah,
I mean,
not only is it in, but it's shaded.
Look on the room that he's got here with Reynolds off the line. And Ian, I know he's not a guy that goes to right field all that often, but he's going over there a lot more this year than he did in the past.
Here are the runners in scoring position numbers for Kinsler. 16 hits, which is tied for the most in the major leagues with men in scoring position. That would be Gose right now after his leadoff triple. Tried to go the other way there, out of play.
Here's what I was speaking of on Martinez after he gets 2 strikes on a hitter. When Anthony Gose was up. This is rare. I mean, 31% fastballs, changeup, sliders. Doesn't use the curveball very often. You can throw that one out with 2 strikes, but usually guys will have 1 quality put-away pitch. He's got 3 of them.
You don't see that often at all, do you?
No.
And not 3 with basically a 1/3 percentage in each of those.
And Ian Kinsler has given him some kind of battle. And of course, anytime there's open bases, the thing that goes through my mind, will Matheny pitch to Miguel Cabrera with a runner on 3rd, less than 2 outs?
Fly ball right field. Should get the run in. Hayward backing up, runner tagging up. Hayward's going to let it fly, but it's going to be late. Gose comes in to score, and the Tigers have a 2-0 lead.
Outstanding at bat by Ian Kinsler.
'18th RBI for Kinsler. There's Cabrera with the bases empty.
And Miggy swung at the first pitch his last time up and hit a seed right past the former Tiger, the shortstop, Johnny Peralta.
That's toward right, but sailing back toward the seats. It'll bounce out of play.
Well, we told you that Miguel is 1 home run shy of Andres Galarraga, who is also from Venezuela, and he also was a mentor of Miguel Cabrera's. And Miggy started playing first base. Galarraga gave him a lot of really nice tips. Not only did Galarraga hit the ball a long way, Mario, but he won a batting title too one year when he was playing for the Colorado Rockies. A
Big
batting title.
I know it. Well, this guy right here,
he's won some batting titles too.
He has indeed. Two of the best that Venezuela has ever produced. Yeah, I'm willing to say before it's all over, Miggy will be the best that Venezuela has produced.
Well, Miggy's going to go down as one of the greatest players of all time. All time.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers get a run in on a triple and a sacrifice fly. Swing and a miss. Martinez got him that time. 2 gone. 8 strikeouts.
Take a peek at the Bell Tire pitch by pitch. This battle here won by Martinez, striking out Miguel Cabrera. First pitch fastball right down the middle that Miggy takes. Then he gets another fastball, and then he's going to finish him off with a hanging breaking ball. Usually Miggy clobbers those hanging breaking balls, but that one Martinez is able to sneak by him. And he has now tied his career high in strikeouts with 8.
JD Martinez, ground out strikeout. Tigers 2 runs, 5 hits, and the Cardinals tonight no runs on 4 hits. We're in the 5th. Here's the 2-0 on the ground to third, gobbled up there by Carpenter. JD is out, inning is over. Tigers get another run, and you're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
He looked 5 days ago against the Kansas City Royals. He's thrown 51 pitches through the first 4 innings. Menards brings you the big money encounter. Live fastball with a lot of movement, and he's really using that breaking ball effectively to a lot of these right-handed batters tonight.
So Shane back to the hill now, and he is sporting a 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here in St. Louis. Peter Borges leads it off, top of the lineup coming up for the Cards. Borges, Carpenter, Holiday. 0 for 2 tonight for Borges.
If you're wondering what Shane Green is in first pitch strikes here this evening, he is 12 of 19.
High, ball 2. Cardinals came in leading the National League in team pitching with the best ERA, and they're also up there in terms of offense. Cardinals 4th in the National League at .267 overall batting average. Little pop up, shallow right field. Kinsler on the run, basket catch. Keeping the speedy Borges off the bases.
Tigers have an outstanding defensive squad, and with Kinsler and Iglesias up the middle, Ghost in center field, Cespedes can cover some ground. They're one of the better defensive teams in the American League.
You know, I think when you watch Kinsler every day, we know how good he is, but now with the addition of Iglesias up the middle, I think it brings more light into what Kinsler can do at second base.
I agree with that, because Iglesias allows Ian to, play further away to the opposite side, because Iglesias covers so much ground. So they can really overplay guys in the infield because guys have a lot of athleticism. Ian Kinsler before last year, he dropped about 10-15 pounds in the offseason. Said he wanted to get his athleticism back. Battled some injuries his last couple of years in Texas, but he played 161 ball games last year.
He was an Iron Man, and Brad said before the game today that probably sometime in the next homestand, when we get out of divisional play at home, that Kinsler might get a day off. Same with Miggy. And Ausmus said today that there's no question we've been pushing these guys hard. He's played every day. Miggy's played every day. Cespedes every day. They got to find some time to get these guys off their feet, as hard as it is to take them out of the lineup. Carpenter waiting on a 1-2. In the air to center. Goes on the run, gliding back to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Here is our Comerica Bank game summary for this one tonight. Really not a whole lot going on if you're an offensive fan. Yoenis Cespedes solo home run in the 2nd inning. Shane Green, though, has looked awfully good. Only 1 walk in 4 2/3 and only 4 hits. With 2 outs, here's Matt Holliday. He's trying to keep that streak going of consecutive games reaching base. It's at 32, but he is 0 for 2.
He was hit in that game against Cleveland earlier in the week, and it was that game that Corey Kluber threw. And they say the stuff that Corey Kluber was featuring that night was absolutely lights out, and Holliday took about a 95, 96 mile-per-hour fastball, and he got drilled by him.
Well, he survived it, and then was in the lineup. Holliday waits on a 1-1 and sends a ground ball left side. Iglesias in front of Castellanos, throws high, tag, no, he missed it.
Ooh, that might be the 2nd error of the game for Iglesias.
Nick was playing way off the line and very nearly cut in front of Iglesias.
Well, Iglesias called Castellanos off, and Castellanos was going to make the play. At the last moment, Iglesias, he called him off the play. Castellanos got out of the way. Iglesias threw off balance and didn't make an accurate throw.
He ruled that a base hit.
It's almost like he tagged him too, but it wasn't that much of an argument by Miggy.
No, I thought he tagged him, but clearly missed him.
They're giving away base hits now.
Let's go sign up.
Really, the last time Holliday was up when he gave him a base hit, he would have been out on that play had he thrown the ball accurately to first base.
So Holliday now has been on base in 33 straight. The streak continues. Here's Johnny Peralta. Johnny has struck out twice in this game.
And Johnny having a difficult time of picking up that slide piece that Green has been featuring here this evening.
For as good as Green has been, he's still looking for that first 1, 2, 3 inning. Now he did face the minimum in the first, but gave up a double. Cardinals just one swing of the bat from tying this one up. Peralta has 4 home runs. One and one.
Looks like they're just going to show Johnny Peralta fastballs all evening long and then try to get him out with breaking balls.
Tap foul, 1 and 2 on Peralta. Well, let's see where Holiday falls on the list now. Again, he reaches base for the 33rd consecutive game. Pujols once reached base 42 in a row. It was back in 08.
Logan Morrison on that list.
And these are numbers since the 2000 campaign.
The O-Dog, Orlando Hudson on there.
Remember him?
Yeah.
The O-Dog.
Couldn't understand what he was saying, but he was talking though.
Just off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He was a solid defender too.
He's a great defender, but when he spoke, it was faster than any human I'd ever heard in my life. 2 and 2, waiting on deck. Mark Reynolds. Tigers got 1 run on the home run by Cespedes in the second, then Ghost tripled and scored on a sacrifice fly by Kinsler. Full count, 3 and 2. And with 2 gone, that means Holiday will be on the move.
Johnny has seen enough of those breaking balls now that if Green decides to throw him one here, 3 and 2, it's got to be one that's out of the strike zone, and you hope he swings at it. If you throw it 1 for a strike here, and he's going to hit it hard somewhere, and they're going to throw the breaking ball. Let's see what he does with it.
Inside, ball 4. 2 on now and 2 out. Second walk of the ball game for Shane Green. He's going to bring out Jeff Jones, who will make his first trip to the mound in this one. Green got the first 2 batters, Borges on the pop-up, Carpenter on the flyout. Now a single and a walk. Green will be facing Mark Reynolds. Just about everything in the air tonight for Green. 9 fly ball outs. 6 of those line drive outs as well. Cardinals have had some hard hit balls tonight. They're hitting them at people.
Yep. He's got to keep this guy in the ballpark. He has always had huge power. Reynolds.
7 straight years of at least 20 home runs. Last year, though, he hit under 200 with Milwaukee.
He strikes out a lot, but when he connects, it is usually a loud sound.
This large crowd here tonight has not had a whole lot to cheer about as we look at the career numbers on Reynolds.
Yeah, Shane Green has kept them quiet.
A sea of red here tonight, as it is every night in St. Louis. Tried to get out of the way, couldn't do it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And 2 storied franchises here: St. Louis Cardinals, Detroit Tigers. A lot of history.
Tigers playing here for the first time since 2009. Last meeting was 2012 when the Tigers hosted the Cardinals, and the Tigers have won 19 and lost 10 against St. Louis overall in interleague play. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, you might want to throw that same 90-mile-per-hour fastball that he just swung through, but you want to get this one a little bit higher. If you get it just a little bit higher, he'll swing right through that one as well.
Just fouled it off to stay alive. Colton Wong waiting on deck. The Cardinals have a 2-out threat going. Reynolds has had time with several different teams in his major league career. This is his 6th ball club. Arizona, Baltimore, Cleveland, Yankees, Milwaukee. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of breaking balls thrown here tonight by Green. We pointed that out. A lot of breaking balls to the right-handed batters. Not many change-ups. They don't have many left-handers in their lineup here tonight.
Swing and a miss. He chased out of the strike zone. Big strikeout for Shane Green. Cardinals strand 2 more men here in the 5th inning. And as we go to the 6th, Tigers still lead 2-0.
Kings are right in the middle of both of them. And taking a line drive there, base hit away from Holiday, and then getting Carpenter, who ventured too far off the bag. And then he made another nice running grab. Ian Kinsler really helping out Shane Green this evening.
So the Tigers bat in the 6th inning. Yoenis Cespedes leads it off. Then Nick Castellanos, James McCann. Yoenis with a home run back in the 2nd. Solo homer to make it 1-0. Martinez back to work. That was the 100th pitch of the night thrown by Carlos Martinez. His career high is 102.
It's a lot of pitches for only 5 innings.
Bouncing ball left side. Peralta on the backhand. Oh, he threw it off the bag. Safe.
We'll see if they give Yoenis a base hit, because they've been giving them away. And Johnny Peralta stayed back on this ball, and once he unleashed it over there, he threw it a little bit off the bag, and a swipe tag by Reynolds, and Cespedes was already by the bag.
Leadoff man on. Here's Castellanos. Tough night for Nick so far. A couple of strikeouts. 0-1. There's action in the bullpen. Matt Belisle warming up for the Cardinals. Sounded like a broken bat, but it's a base hit to center field, straight up the middle. And the Tigers have 2 aboard now with nobody out. 7th hit of the night for the Tigers.
And Castellanos starting to heat up. A homered yesterday. Nice solid base hit. And right back up the box.
Mike Matheny coming out, and that's going to be it for the right-hander Carlos Martinez, so he will depart. It's a wall side window pitching change. We'll be back to St. Louis. Tigers threatening up 2-0. Edition of UFC Fight Night as former champion Frankie Edgar takes on the California kid Uriah Faber for the first time. UFC Fight Night live from Manila tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Well, the Tigers now with an opportunity here to lengthen their lead. It is 2-0, 2 on, nobody out. James McCann stepping in. There was the runner to third. Here comes no throw. In tight was Carpenter in front of the bag, and Cespedes just scrolled to third.
And some miscommunication there between Carpenter, the pitcher, somebody, to allow him to sneak over to third base in that fashion without a play. That's our Chevy high strength steal of the game.
Now it's 1st and 3rd with nobody out. Can sends a ground ball to short. He'll go to 2nd, 1, and that's all. Cespedes held at third base.
th game that Belisle has been in, comes in with a 3.14 earned run average, has 4 holds, 11 strikeouts, 5 base on balls.
Here is Iglesias.
And Tigers haven't attempted to steal, a squeeze, excuse me, all year long.
Well, you might have a good combination here, don't you think?
Well, that's why I'm thinking that way. And usually managers, when they get into the National League ballparks, if it's an American League manager, they tend to manage a little bit more hit and runs, a possible squeeze play. You saw Yadier Molina pointing to his teammates, motioning, look out for the bunt. First steal of the year for Cespedes, if you're wondering.
On the ground to second. That's a 4-6-3 double play.
How about that?
Unbelievable. A twin killing ends the inning. The Tigers had first and third, nobody out, and they come away with nothing. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. 2-0 Detroit. Tigers had a golden opportunity to add some more, but they will take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the sixth. But some surprises at second base. Colton Wong will lead things off here in the sixth inning, and he's been among some of the second base surprises in the NL.
Also, D. Gordon, who made an all-star team last year for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers, they felt like Gordon had peaked out, but I guess not. He's doing a marvelous job for his new team, the Miami Marlins.
DJ LeMahieu on a brother ice on that list as well. Wong starts it off, then Molina, then Hayward. It's a ball low and away. It's a wall side windows pitching change. Shane Green done for the night, and Blaine Hardy coming in. One and two the count. So Green ends up going 5.
Green didn't throw that many pitches, did he?
No, and I'm wondering why he's out of this ball game. His pitch count was in pretty good shape most of the night. He threw into the 70s, 74 to be exact. So it was a good breaking ball for strike 3.
Well, something has to be going on with him. Let's hope it's no major issue.
5 strikeouts for Tigers pitching tonight.
It's a hanging breaking ball that Wong took for strike 3. He thought it was a little high, but Brian Knight, the home plate umpire, gave Hardy the call. 5th strikeout tonight for Tigers pitching.
There's Yadier Molina, and he looks at ball 1. Single fly out for Molina. Talk about Molina's value to his team. His catcher's ERA is 2.51. Obviously, that's helped out by a good staff, but 2.51 tops in the National League. There's a ball inside. 3-1 now in Molina. He is almost unrecognizable with all the weight he's lost. He is slimmed up. Here's the 3-1 from Hardy. And he lost it, ball 4. Let's get an update now. We go back to the studio. Johnny Kane. Thanks, Johnny. The Royals, of course, came in with a game lead over the Tigers in the Central. Minnesota 3 back. Jason Hayward, the batter.
State of Missouri has 2 pretty good baseball teams, Cardinals and the Royals.
One has the best record in baseball, the Cardinals, and the Royals are leading the Central. Sliced back out of play. Oh, 2 on Hayward. More action in the Tigers bullpen. Angel Nesbitt warming up. Swing and a miss. 2 gone. Hayward out of there. 6 strikeouts for Tigers pitching.
And fastball upstairs thrown right by Jason Hayward.
A pinch hitter now for the pitcher spot. Xavier Scruggs will pinch hit.
He was just called up today. And down in Memphis, he didn't have much of a batting average, but he does have some sock in his bat.
Right now, they'd like to see that sock down by 2 with a man on. Scruggs got a cup of coffee in the major leagues last year, just 9 games with the Cardinals, hit .286 with 21 homers last year in the minors. Big swing there, and the count now is 0-2.
Hardy looking to strike out the side.
Ball high, Scruggs laid off. Ooh,
close.
No kidding. Scruggs was the minor league player of the month of April for the Cardinals organization. 6 homers. And he just missed it outside, and the count evens now 2-2 on Xavier Scruggs. Where was that?
Well, the umpire didn't get a really good look at that one because you could see where the umpire was. He was on the left shoulder of McCann and really couldn't see that ball away from him.
Drilled high, but foul down the left field line.
Got to get that breaking ball down.
The numbers you were talking about, just 229, but 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. He was batting .357 with men in scoring position down in the minors. And again, Hardy missing. 3-2. Peter Borges, the top of the lineup, waiting on deck. Fouled away. Tigers got their first run on the Cespedes homer in the 2nd, and then a sac fly after a ghost triple in the 5th. Kinsler drove in the run. And Tigers pitching has done the rest to this point. They have given up 5 Cardinals hits. High fly ball into deep left field. Back goes Cespedes, edge of the warning track to make the catch. Gave the crowd a thrill, but not nearly deep enough. No runs and a walk. 1 man left. Let's go to the 7th. Of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. We move on to the 7th inning here at Busch Stadium. We are in St. Louis. It is 2-0 in favor of the Tigers. 7 hits for Detroit, 5 for the Cardinals. And we have a new pitcher now for the Cardinals. It'll be Mitch Harris.
Harris is putting up some pretty good numbers. He's been in 8 games. He has pitched 8 2/3 innings, and the earned run average just a shade over 1.
So Belial is out of the game. Harris will come in to take over out of their bullpen. He is out of Ocala, Florida. And it looks like Rajay Davis will pinch hit for the pitcher spot. Davis, then Ghosts, and then Kinsler. Rajay at 282 this year. Try and get something started here in the 7th. With the Tigers up by a couple. In there for strike 1 on Davis.
And Rajay Davis hitting over 400 in interleague play in his major league career.
1 for 7 with an RBI as a pinch hitter this year. Showed bunt, but he yanked it back in time. 1-1. Here are those interleague numbers. 405, 12 driven in.
No small sampling either. 22 Wagos.
Bouncing ball. Nice stop at first base by Reynolds. And a double written all over it. We'll bring up Anthony Ghosts.
And Reynolds, a couple of steps to his left, goes down to one knee and still able to get over and get the speedy Rajay Davis.
Another big night for Ghost. 2 more hits, including a triple. That was his 11th multi-hit game of the season coming tonight. And he offers up a bunt, looks at a strike, 0-1. That average is up to 358 now. Ghost had a big series against the Twins, was 6 for 12, so he continues to swing a hot bat.
Let's take a look at the Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. It was Ghost, and it was up last time against Martinez. 93-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle, ripped off the right field wall, and that's good enough to get Ghost over to third with a triple.
And that one made him skip out of the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. That time Ghost goes down swinging. 2 up, 2 down here in the Tigers 7th. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. I've got 9 strikeouts now for St. Louis pitching tonight.
Yep. And their starter Martinez had 7 of them. Excuse me, he had 8 of them.
Here's Kinsler. Ian with a sac fly his last time up. Driving in a run in the 5th inning.
You get a chance to explore the city at all today?
A little bit.
A little bit, strolled around?
Yeah, went around that ballpark village, which is brand new. They built outside of the stadium here. And I beat the rain because right when I got back in the hotel, it started pouring.
Ooh, it was pouring today.
1 ball, 1 strike on Kinsler. Well, you know, it was 78 game time here or thereabouts. Remember the last time we came here?
I sure did.
It was like 935 degrees outside.
And then some.
So we are fortunate to be here in the month of May, where it's not quite as warm, shall we say.
They used to have one of those cookie cutter type ballparks, and they played on artificial surface. And back in those days, talk about hot. And you could see the heat coming off the turf.
Cleats used to melt in those days. Here's the 2-1. Kinsler rolls it foul. 2-2 on Ian.
And Kansas City has the best bullpen in the majors. The St. Louis Cardinals, 2nd best bullpen, at least by the numbers, in the big leagues.
Overall, the best pitching in the National League, ERA wise, and in Major League Baseball. Full count now, 3-2. Yet the Tigers have the 2-0 lead tonight on St. Louis. Kinsler has seen some pitches now tonight. 6 in his first at bat, 7 the next 2. Three and 2 on Ian. Trying to get something started here, and more importantly, extend this inning for the guy on deck, Miguel Cabrera. And he'll do just that. A 2-out walk for Kinsler. So here is Cabrera, who singled back in the 3rd.
Here's one of those times, too, where if you're Brad Ausmus, you might just want to give Ian Kinsler the red light. You don't want him stealing here, because if you vacate first base and you're successful stealing second, they'll walk Miguel. You want Miggy to hit here. And
Cabrera looks at ball 1 outside. 3 out of 5 yesterday with a 5 RBI day, 2 home runs, which puts him at 398. The big day yesterday. Hopefully we'll continue on this road trip.
Already 3 multi-homer games this year for Miggy. 1 against Cleveland, 1 against Minnesota. Who we play yesterday?
Minnesota. Forgot already.
2 against the Twins then.
What happened with you?
I don't know.
You know what? I have to admit, sometimes I wonder myself who we played yesterday. The season tends to do that to you. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's fouled back out of play.
I mean, I already said that he had the 3 homer games, and
Right.
he's got Minnesota twice.
He beat up on him again yesterday. One ball, 1 strike on Miguel. Martinez started, Belial came on, and now Harris here in the 7th. Here's the 1-1.
Good pitch. Little cutter at 88. Miggy didn't like it. Looked like a strike though.
And it was.
Miggy took those glasses off that he had on his first time up today.
I would love to see Cabrera hit one to the Big Mac sign out there in left field. It's the 3rd deck out at left. He reached the 2nd deck in Minnesota in Target Field. There it is out there at left.
He can get there. I believe they named that after Mark McGwire back in the day. Big Mac Lane.
Driven deep to center field. Borges going back. Track, wall, leaps, can't get it. It's gone. Well, that'll do. Dead center field off the grassy knoll out there in center, and the Tigers have extended their lead 4-0. That is his 9th and his 399th of his career, which ties him with Andres Galarraga. Most by a Venezuelan-born player to dead center field, Miguel Cabrera.
When he starts hitting them, man, he just hits them in bunches.
Two of them yesterday and another one here tonight. Flex. Miguel Flex.
I've got to give our director here tonight, Brian Moss, some credit. He told me that Miguel was going to hit a home run. He said, you can go ahead and say it on the air, too. But I didn't say it. But I'm going to give him some credit for it. He called it.
Well, it's a big one because the Tigers' lead now is a little bit more comfortable at 4-0.
Next time, B. Moss, I'll roll with you.
High, towering fly ball down the left field line. To the corner it goes. Holiday is looking up. And that ball is going to be a fair ball. It's gone, a home run. Just fair inside the pole. Back-to-back homers.
This Cardinals pitching staff came into tonight's contest surrendering the fewest home runs in the majors. Serving up some today, though. 3 of them.
JD has just hit his 8th of the year.
And Tigers, middle of the order, they're missing Victor Martinez right now, but the other 3 guys are still doing their job. High, majestic home run by JD Martinez.
Nothing Tigers. And even without the DH in this series, the Tigers, at least in game 1, have hit 3 homers tonight.
Here's the Miguel Cabrera home run, straightaway center field over the 400-foot side.
Great reactions from the bench as well. Here's the guy with the other Tigers homer. That was Cespedes. He hit it back in the second. Tigers did all of this with 2 outs, and it was thanks to a 2-out walk from Ian Kinsler.
Yep.
One is pulled to third, right at Carpenter. And Cespedes is out to retire the side. Tigers add to their lead. Miggy and Martinez going back to back. And it's now 5-0 Detroit. '68 World Series, Al Kaline, of course, Mr. Tiger, against the Cardinals, and it was Miguel Cabrera that just tied Al Kaline, 399 home runs. Kaline, of course, hit all of his with the Detroit Tigers. Miggy now just one shy of 400. He is tied Andres Galarraga. He has tied Al Kaline in the all-time homer list. And one shy of Beltre, who hit his 400th tonight.
Yes, he did.
So a much more comfortable lead. It is 5-0 in favor of the Tigers. Angel Nesbitt is the new Detroit pitcher as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
He's been outstanding out of that bullpen. Pitching in his 14th game, 11 strikeouts, only 2 base on balls issued for Nesbitt. An earned run average of 2.70. Fastball tops out at about 96. Real nice slider. An occasional changeup.
Peter Borges starting things off, then Matt Carpenter, Matt Holliday, 1, 2, and 3 in Mike Matheny's lineup.
They've done a nice job of keeping Borges off the bases. There's that slide piece at 82 miles an hour. And thrown by Nesbitt.
Hardy came on and threw the 6th, and now Nesbitt here in the 7th after Green went 5 tonight. Pitch count appeared to be in good shape, but they took him out of the game. And it's popped up shallow right center field. Kinsler is under it and 1 away. Here's Angel Nesbitt and his thoughts after getting his first big league win on Tuesday.
Last night it was pretty good. I was come to the clubhouse and David Price, Aníbal Sánchez, Yosin Belande. he showered with
The beer shower.
Yeah, the beer shower, and it was like, wow, that's beautiful.
Boy, Nesbitt really has been a nice find for the Tigers. Really did well in spring training, and I guess who knew he would perform this well. In fact, he's pitching later in games now for the Tigers.
He's always got a smile on his face, too.
Ball one inside.
Carpenter, one of the few players in the big leagues that uses no batting gloves.
Been on base twice tonight. Double hit by a pitch. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike on Matt Carpenter. Those two teams have 2 more to go in this series. Day game tomorrow, then they play Sunday night, and then the Tigers are back home. Brewers coming to town.
And be careful here if you throw a fastball to Carpenter. He's a really good fastball hitter.
Rolled foul. Got a sellout crowd here tonight. 45,601. It's the 6th sellout for the Cardinals. In fact, all 18 home games this year have been over 40,000 fans in their yard. Impressive. Two and two on Matt Carpenter. 5-0 Tigers lead in the 7th. Ball high. 3-2 now.
Here is our Xfinity high-speed pitch on Angel Nesbitt. Top fastball 95. And he's gone as low as 82 with an off-speed pitch.
Soft line drive to left. That'll drop, base hit. That'll be the 2nd hit of the game for Matt Carpenter.
Carpenter is a really nice story. And I think most baseball people out there don't know a whole lot about him. But when you combine the years 2013, 2014, no one in the National League had more hits than him, more doubles, scored more runs, or multi-hit games. But yet, I think a lot of people out there across the country really don't know a whole lot about him.
I would agree with that. Did you read the story on his relationship with Torrey Hunter?
I did read that. What a story.
His dad, as you mentioned, was a high school coach. Carpenter's dad, a high school coach in Texas, which Torrey Jr. attended that high school and played for him.
Torrey donated a lot of equipment and money to the high school.
And through Carpenter's dad, he had a chance to meet Torrey, and Torrey kind of took him under his wing, paid for his training, his weight training, got him in shape.
Torrey has mentored a lot of players in his illustrious major league career. Took Mike Trout under his wing when he was with the Angels out west.
Another multi-hit game for Carpenter, his 18th now.
Carpenter was drafted in the 13th round. He was a 5th-year senior at TCU, and they gave him $1,000, which is usually the signing bonus that 5th-year seniors get. You really have no leverage. You have no more college eligibility, so you've got no choice but to sign if you want to play professional baseball.
How about the dividends on that $1,000?
Well, their owner said it's the best $1,000 he's ever spent.
Outside,
But give Carpenter some credit. He's parlayed that into $52 million.
Yeah. So the 1,000 kind of earned him another contract, which was more lucrative.
And the owner went on to say it might be the best $52 million that I'd ever spent too. Just a nice story, though, when you see guys like that are not all that heralded coming out of college, but then they get to the big leagues and they just have a lot of success.
That's whistled foul back in the seats. 2-2 on Holiday, a single and 3 at bats tonight for Holiday, who extends his on base streak to 33 consecutive games. There's Peralta waiting on deck. High fly ball toward right field, coming over Martinez. Foul ground is there to make the play. 2 gone. 8 o'clock is ticking. From now until midnight Sunday, you can get mezzanine tickets for just $17 to see the Tigers play the Brewers May 18th through the 20th. Offer is available exclusively at tigers.com/diamond deals. Enter the coupon code TIGERS. Two down for Johnny Peralta. Johnny 0 for 2 with a walk. He has fanned a couple times.
Nesbitt slipped on that last fastball that he threw up in the strike zone.
Talking about all the shortstops that have come through St. Louis here prior to Peralta giving some semblance of order to that position. They've had Cosma, they've had Furcal, Terrio, Brendan Ryan, Khalil Green, and these are guys that have held a position like every other year. Cesar Turris back in 08. Peralta hammers one deep to left field, way back and way gone.
He finally caught up to one of those sliders they've been throwing him all night long. He killed that.
Cardinal fans finally have something to yell about. It's 5-2. Fifth of the year for Johnny Peralta.
They had been giving Johnny Peralta a steady diet of sliders all night long, but this one right here, and right in the happy zone of Peralta, and he absolutely killed it.
Cardinals are on the board. Tiger lead down to 3. 5-2 ball game. It's Mark Reynolds. Single for 3 tonight for Reynolds. 0-2. More action in the Tigers pen. Tom Garcelani, the lefty.
First home run that Nesbitt has given up in the big leagues.
Ooh, little chin music there. Reynolds quickly getting out of the way.
McCann wanted it up, but he didn't want it up and in.
Nesbitt had given up just 1 run in his last 7 outings, but he is stung by the home run ball here. Missed outside. 6 of the 7 runs tonight coming via the homer. Tigers have hit 3 of theirs. Cabrera, JD Martinez, and Cespedes. Swing and a miss. That'll take care of the Cardinals. They get back into the game, though. 2-run shot by Johnny Peralta. Lead. We go to the 8th inning. Tigers have 9 hits in this game, and they're going to face a new pitcher now.
Sokolovich.
Miguel Sokolovich. I am really impressed that you stepped up and did that.
Yeah. That was kind of easy, though, I think.
Yeah, well, it's all right. I still appreciate the help. 6th appearance for Sokolovich. Getting word on Shane Green, mild ulnar neuritis.
Mild ulnar neuritis.
So is that like some elbow pain? Mild?
Well, can the ulnaritis only be in one spot?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it is the elbow.
How about this? Sokolovich is from Caracas, Venezuela.
Really? There it says right there. He's going to face Castellanos. And Nick looks at a strike. .28 years old is Sokolovich. He'll bring home the 0-1. Fly ball lifted right, but foul. It's the first big league opportunity for Sokolovich. He pitched in Japan in 2013, back in the States in the minor leagues last year, but had never been able to pitch in the majors until this year. Ten years in the minors, 1 year in Japan. One ball, 2 strikes. Castellanos 1 for 3 tonight, singled in his last at bat. Drive another one foul back out of play down the right field line. Nick now has hit safely in his last 4. There's McCann waiting on deck. Castellanos coming off a nice homestand in which he hit .350. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball to short. Peralta with the backhand there. Castellanos is out, 1 gone.
And Tigers had their big boy pants on here this evening. They homered 3 times. Cespedes got it going first for them. That was back in the second inning. Then last half inning, that was the seventh. Miguel plays long ball, his third homer in the last 2 days. And J.D. Martinez also hits a homer in the left field. Not many of J.D. Martinez's homers this year have gone to left field, but he connects on that one. And Johnny Peralta, the former Tiger, hits a 2-run shot. Ball's flying out here tonight.
Here's James McCann.
Home runs have got to be up around baseball this year. Balls are flying out of the ballpark this season.
Well, but as you mentioned earlier in this game, the Cardinals came in allowing 19 home runs this year, the fewest in the majors. Tigers have put a dent into that.
Yeah, they're going up against arguably one of the better middle of the orders in all of baseball, in either league.
McCann a single and a walk tonight.
And when you think about what Ghosts and Davis have done at the top, Kentler in the 2 spot, and then you start to trickle down through Miggy and Cespedes and J.D. Martinez. They're deep 1 through 5.
It's the first time this year the Cardinals have allowed 3 home runs in a single game.
Ooh, good slider there.
One and 2 on McCann. Iglesias will be next.
Yadier Molina, their catcher, is just so quiet behind the plate. Tremendous leader and pitching staff. And they really trust him, but he just moves so quietly back there. I guess when you drop 30 pounds, you can be a little quiet back there, right?
A little more stealth these days.
Watch how he just creeps to the outside corner.
Pull to left field. That is going to drop for a base hit. McCann digging for 2, and he's in there with a double. His second hit tonight, 2-base hit for James McCann. It'll be the 10th hit for the Tigers.
And doubles, they're made out of the batter's box. It's a breaking ball that's down that McCann hits the left field. Then he gets on his horse. And because the left fielder Holiday was running as hard as he was toward the left field line, it was going to be tough for him to stop on a dime and throw back across his body to prevent McCann from getting that double.
Here's Iglesias hitting into a double play back in the 6th inning. In their first strike. Pitcher spot is due next, and Romine appears to have picked up a bat. .344 this year for Iglesias. Showing bunt.
Well, you wonder if Romine will simply stay in the game and play third the remainder of this one.
It's typically how the plan is gone. We'll see. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 on Jose Iglesias. Jose's got a 5-gamer going, needs a base hit to extend it. Tigers trying to get back the runs they gave up on the homer to Peralta. Here's the 1-2. Right back up the middle. Nice backhanded play. Long throw, not in time, and safe at first with an infield hit is Iglesias.
He gets a lot of infield singles, Iglesias. A couple of years ago, he paced the American League in infield singles. This one's a little easier to get because his momentum was already carrying him down the first baseline. It's a breaking ball that gets right through the legs of Sokolovic. A play he should have made right through the 5-hole, but Iglesias, because he already had one step in that direction because the ball was down, able to beat it out.
So make it 11 Tigers hits now. And Romine batting. .360 this year for Andrew. First and third to 1 out. Ruled foul right back to the Cards dugout.
An infield single by Iglesias, his 9th of the season. Tied for second in the majors. Gordon and Altuve have 13 apiece. We'll see Jose Altuve soon. Next homestand, right?
Yep, Astros coming in toward the end of the week. It's going to be a 4-game series against the Astros after Milwaukee comes in.
They still have a 4.5 game lead over the Angels.
And Iglesias draws another throw. This is the 6th different organization for Sokolovic. He's also been in the Red Sox system, White Sox, Orioles, Cubs, Mets. Swing and a miss.
Man, this much we do know about Sokolovic. And he really likes his off-speed pitch. He's thrown a lot of off-speed pitches since entering the game.
Ghost waiting on deck. 5-2 Tigers threatening here in the 8th. 2 on 1 out. Swing and a miss, and Romine is out on strikes. 2 gone.
Straight changeup here thrown by Sokolovic, and Romine out in front of it. Swings right underneath it.
Single triple for Ghost. Average at 354. More Tigers hits in this ball game tonight. They had 20 hits yesterday in that series finale against Minnesota. Here's a bunt, fouled at home plate.
Ghost has been doing a lot of that lately. He's been bunting a lot, or attempting to bunt quite a bit. Why not, though, when you've got that kind of speed?
You think that's something that may have been suggested to him, or something he's doing on his own?
I just think right now he is playing with so much confidence because the batting average is way up. Brad Ausmus has shown tremendous confidence in him. And he and Wally Joyner in spring training, along with the assistant hitting coach David Newhand, they got on a really nice program. And I think what we're seeing out of Ghost is what Toronto and the Phillies thought they had in him when he was in their uniform.
Leading throwing behind the runner at first base, but he got back in.
Yeah, we knew it was just a matter of time before Yadier picked down toward first base. He loves to throw. He's got a gun down there, and he keeps it loaded at all times.
One ball, one strike on Anthony Ghost. Flared back out of play. 1-2. Same two clubs tomorrow afternoon in game 2 of the series. Tyler Lyons and David Price. Tigers ace will take the mound tomorrow. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ghost. Kinsler on deck should Anthony reach. Four-hit game yesterday for Ghost. 2 more in this ball game here today. .22-pitch inning right now for Sikolovich. Here's the 2-2 outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That means Iglesias will get a head start at first base.
Going with a changeup here.
Soft ground ball towards short, going to be a tough play. There is no play, and a run will score. That's an infield hit for Anthony Gose, and an RBI to make it 6-2. It's a 3-hit game for Gose.
7 hits in the last 2 days for Anthony Gose. This is just a beautiful piece of hitting. It's a changeup that he was fooled on, but he hit it in the proper spot. Changeup down, hit to the right of Peralta by the time Peralta got there and surrounded it. And no need in throwing it to first base, not with the speed of Anthony.
Two singles and a triple. Here is Kinsler. Tigers now have 12 hits. They've added 1 more run here in the 8th after scoring 3 in the 7th.
Tigers had 20 hits yesterday.
It's fouled back out of play. The Tigers had 13 runs on 20 hits yesterday. Previous 4 games they had averaged under 2 runs per game. And so the Bats waking up yesterday, they continue their assault here tonight. It's going to be the 30th pitch that Kinsler has seen tonight. You talk about working pitchers. He's done that all night. He got himself a walk in the 7th, which started the rally, and then 2 homers later, Tigers had 3 runs. But he got him strike 3. That'll end the 8th inning. Tigers get another run. We go to the bottom of the 8th in St. Louis. 6-2 Detroit.
After the game on Tigers Live, we'll hear from Miguel Cabrera as he continues to climb up that all-time home run list. Another big night for Anthony Ghost. We'll catch up with him and bring you the very latest on Shane Green, plus all of Brad Ausmus's post-game comments coming up on a post-game edition of Tigers Live with Johnny Kane and Craig Monroe in the Call Sam studio. Mario and Rod, I know you'll be there as well.
We will indeed, Mick. Thanks very much.
How about Mick? Mick getting a hall pass, getting out of the crib. How about that?
You mean coming on the road?
Yeah.
This is his first road trip. Hall pass indeed. Here's Tom Gorzelani now. He will take over for the Detroit Tigers.
In 12th game now for Gorzelani, who pitched in the National League last year. And for the Milwaukee Brewers, his team coming to town in a couple of days as well when the Tigers get back off this little short 3-game trip.
Well, you saw Romine as well at third base. So the Tigers, a couple of changes. Colton Wong leading it off. It'll be Wong, then Molina, then Hayward. Facing Gorzelani. It's fouled away. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike on Colton Wong.
Colton Wong, not a very big guy, but he takes a healthy cut from Hawaii.
Hit by a pitch his first time up. Fly ball strikeout his other 2 times up.
10 homers, 20 stolen bases last year for Wong. Last time they had a player do that, you got to go back 10 years. A decade.
Wong is from Hilo, Hawaii. 24 years old. Ooh, drill to right field. That's going to get down a base hit. Going to take a turn and hold up.
What a nice job there by J.D. Martinez, cutting off that bullet off the bat of Wong to keep him at a single. One thing that we have not seen a lot of this year, there has not been a lot of defensive replacements for J.D. in right field. Not nearly as much as Brad utilized the defensive replacement for him last season.
You know, that's a good point. I was going to make the point yesterday during the Twins game that J.D. is, you know, he's not a bad outfielder, and he can handle that position.
He's played well out there. Played mostly left field last year.
Here's Yadier Molina. Driven to right field. J.D. is on the run. He'll get back there to this one, and Wong will tag but hold, 1 out. Well, it's time to slide into summer. You can get mezzanine tickets for just $17 or lower baseline tickets for just $28. See the Tigers take on the Astros May 21st through the 24th. Offers available exclusively at tigers.com/tickets. Enter the coupon code FSDetroit. That is your coupon code, FSDetroit. Who didn't like the coupon? Here is Jason Hayward. Infield hit, intentional walk. And he struck out in his last at bat. Here's the 0-1. Hayward takes outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, Lonnie kind of blends into the bullpen. He doesn't pitch the 9th inning where, you know, Soria gets all of the press clippings. Nesbitt has gotten a lot of the attention because he's a rookie. But of course, Lonnie just comes in, does a really nice job.
Yeah, doesn't beat himself with base on balls, pitches to a lot of contact, throws lots of ground balls usually. One of the first moves that Dave Dombrowski made in the offseason. Shoring up that bullpen from the left side with Gorzelani.
It's a pretty quiet move, too. Wasn't met with much fanfare. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 now on Jason Hayward. Pitcher spot due next. Cruz has picked up the bat. Tigers have used a couple of pinch hitters of their own. Davis and Romine. That one got away from McCann, but not far enough. It's gone 3-1 now on Hayward.
Well, if you're Jason Hayward, you know you're going to get a fastball that's probably going to be right down the middle at about 90 miles an hour. And we'll see what he does with it.
Breaking ball strike.
Great call by James McCann.
See, Hayward was dialed up, wasn't he?
Oh, he sure was. If you can do this up here consistently in fastball counts, you can pitch for a while.
3-2. Belted. Deep right field. Martinez track. Wall, it's out of here. Jason Hayward, a 2-run shot, his third homer of the year.
The 3-1 pitch by Gorzelani was a breaking ball that kind of fooled Jason Hayward. And they came right back with the exact same pitch. But he wasn't fooled on this one. Exact same pitch, exact location, turned on by Hayward. That's 5 homers today.
Yes, it is. 3 by the Tigers and now 2 for the Cardinals. A 2-run game. That's going to be it for Gorzelani. Brad Ausmus will come out. Jabba Chamberlain has been warming up in the Detroit bullpen. And he will enter the fray. Cardinals with a 2-run shot from Peralta, now a 2-run homer Hayward. We'll step aside. Pitching change here in St. Louis.
Holding on to a slim 2-run lead. I was really encouraged a couple of days ago with Jabba Chamberlain. He came into a game and he went up against Trevor Plouffe and he threw him all fastballs. 94, 95, 94, and then 95 to finish him off. I don't know if someone's gotten in Jabba's ear to help him rediscover that fastball and realize how good a pitch it is for him. But he really looked good the other day against Plouffe.
11th appearance of the year for Jabba Chamberlain.
And Jabba, when he first came to the big leagues with the Yankees back in 2007, he had a fastball at 98, 99, 100 miles an hour. Then they start putting him in the bullpen. Then he was a starter, back in the bullpen. And I think that kind of affected his growth.
Sure. Hernan Perez takes over defensively at third base in a double switch, and Jabba Chamberlain goes to work. And suddenly a 2-run game. Tony Cruz will step in as a pinch hitter. Still only 1 out of the inning. And the Cards need another base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. And Jabba delivers a fastball strike.
And Brad has used everyone on his bench this evening with the exception of the backup catcher Holiday and Victor Martinez.
A home run by Hayward was his first of the year against a lefty. And it made it a 2-run game. Look at back out of play, and the count goes 1-2 on the pinch hitter Tony Cruz.
92 with that fastball.
He is 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter this year. Here's the 1-2. Jabba missing high with another fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cruz sends a bouncer back up the middle. Kinsler on the move. 2 gone. What's going on here tomorrow? We'll tell you. Here is the upcoming pitching matchup presented by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning. It'll be Tyler Lyons tomorrow for the Cardinals. David Price towing the slab for the Detroiters.
And David Price had to have this particular start pushed back a couple of days after tweaking the hamstring on that bat in his last outing, but he said he feels 100%.
Here are lefties going at each other tomorrow. Here's Peter Borges. 0 for 4 tonight for Borges.
You were talking about that home run by Hayward, his first this year against a left-hander. You got to go back to June of 2013. Whoa. Dominic Brown, the last time Gorzolani gave up a home run to a left-handed batter. A couple of years.
The one that Hayward hit was a no-doubter.
And no disrespect to Jason, he's a fine baseball player, but you get the sense that that breaking ball is the only thing that he can really catch up to these days.
Made it a 2-run game, 6-4. Tigers have led all night. And Borges taking outside. Don't want to put him on. That would bring the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, not with the way the Carpenter swings the bat.
That's in there, a strike. Carpenter already has 2 hits in this game, waiting on deck. In there again. 3-2 now on Peter Borges. Tigers have gone with Hardy and Nesbitt. They've gone with Gorzolani and now Jabba Chamberlain. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Oh, he got some help from Borges.
That he did. And that'll end the inning for the Cardinals. They get 2 back, and when we go to the 9th, Miggy will go for number 400. He'll start things off for the Tigers. The Tigers have themselves a 2-run lead as we mosey on into the 9th inning. They'll have Miguel Cabrera leading it off against Seth Maness.
He's a ground ball guru. He throws nothing but ground balls, earned run average at 3.29. Maness is pitching in his 19th game.
Here is Miguel Cabrera to lead it off. Hit homer number 399 his last at bat. One shy of 400. 2 out of 4 tonight for Miguel. Maness brings it home, and Cabrera was one step out of the box.
Well, if Miggy's going to hit a home run here, he's going to have to get underneath one of those sinkers that Maness features, which has been very difficult for most hitters to do. But most hitters aren't Miguel Cabrera.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball foul, third base side.
Miguel Cabrera sitting on home run number 399.
Maness now has run the count to 3-2. Miggy, Martinez, and Cespedes with homers tonight. Here's a base hit to right center field.
Beat the shift.
That'll be the 3rd hit of the night for Miguel.
"13 hits in the last 2 days between Miguel Cabrera and Anthony Gose.
Gose has had 2 really big hits tonight. Tripled in the 5th and scored a run, and then he singled in a big run in the 8th. Here's J.D. Martinez. Martinez went back-to-back with Cabrera his last time up. Shoots one to left. Another base hit. Oh, J.D. heating up now. That's a great sign. 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, this situation right here that Maness has created for himself is usually one that he trots out of the bullpen with when he needs double play. And 25 on the ground as far as the ratio this year of balls that have been put in play against him, only 10 fly balls.
He needs one here with Cespedes rolling in. Yoenis a single and a homer. Also stolen third base in this game.
First homer tonight for Cespedes since April 27th.
Tigers would love to add to their 2-run lead here, make it more comfortable. At one point it was 6-2. Cardinals keep pecking away. There's a strike call. 1-1 on Yoenis. Perez waiting on deck. Driven to right center field. Gorgeous on the run. Still going back. This one is up against the base of the wall. 1 run is in. This might get 2 runs in. It will. It's a double and 2 RBIs for Yoenis Cespedes. He has had a big night. 8 for Detroit.
What a beautiful piece of hitting here by Yoenis Cespedes. That ball is inside, and it's a sinker ball, and he stays inside of it beautifully with his hands, and he inside outs the ball off the base of the wall the opposite way. What a great read by J.D. Martinez, who was on first base. He was all the way to second when that ball got to the wall, and he was able to score without a play. But what a great piece of hitting there by Cespedes.
First bat of the night for Hernan Perez, and 3 RBIs tonight for Cespedes.
And when the Tigers acquired Yoenis Cespedes from the Boston Red Sox, he pretty much was a a Deadpool hitter. But there were many that felt like watching Miguel, watching guys like J.D. Martinez, he would start to learn how to drive the ball the opposite way himself, and he's done that.
Now the 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Perez. The Tigers in the last 2 games have put up 35 hits. 20 yesterday, 15 more tonight. 20 was the season high for the Tigers. Making Wally Joyner a happy camper these days. Swing and a miss. It's the first out of the inning, a strikeout of Perez. Now James McCann. Pretty good day for McCann. Single double. It's also walked.
Last couple of days, Tigers catchers have been getting busy with the bat. Brian Holiday had a nice day yesterday, hitting his first home run of the season.
Yeah, his reward is seat on the bench for the ball game tonight.
That's a good seat in the big leagues.
Yeah, it is. That's a good point. 1 ball, 1 strike. On James McCann. Here's Brian Holiday, just glad to be back up in the big leagues. Of course, the Tigers without Alex Avila on the disabled list right now. That is ripped to left field. That's going to get down and drive in another run.
Do it, James McCann.
Will he try for 2? He's got his head down, going for a double, and he is in there with a 2-bagger. James McCann with doubles in each of his last 2 at bats. 9-4 Detroit.
He's hustling out of that batter's box. He's thinking double. Got a little help there from the first base coach whispering in his ear, Omar Vizquel, that you got it, man. He went for it and he made it.
So the hit total continues to rise. It is now 16 for Detroit. Here's Iglesias. Jose joined the party in his last at bat with an infield hit. He's also walked in this game. Tigers putting on some runs against a pretty good bullpen. Oh, 0-2. Chopper toward third, foul, hit it off his foot. Still only 1 out in this inning. The frame began with singles by Cabrera and Martinez, and then Cespedes doubled in 2. McCann has also knocked in a run with a double. Foul back. Soria was up. He is no longer throwing. Albuquerque is warming now with the lead ballooning to 5.
Last couple of outings for Albuquerque have been better. Slider has been better.
There's a soft liner to the left. That's a base hit. McCann rounding third. It'll send him home and he'll score. Iglesias with his second hit. Tigers pouring it on. Now it's 10-4.
Iglesias with another base hit. Looked like a changeup at the bottom of the strike zone. Broke his bat. Yeah, but he got a knock in his 5th RBI of the season. That's 5 hits in this inning.
That it is. And when you total them up now, 17 for the Detroit Tigers.
And short visits by their pitching coach Derek Lilliquist.
Brian Holiday, he'll get a chance to hit. Talked about his day yesterday. There it is, 3 for 5 with a home run. His second major league homer. One ball, one strike. The eighth man that Manus has faced here in the ninth. This will be the 28th pitch coming up in this inning for Manus. That is a long inning. Here's the 2-1. 3-1.
Here's that home run yesterday by Brian McCann. Holiday, excuse me. His first of the year.
Part of his big day. He pops this one up right side of the infield. Reynolds at first. Struggled with it, but finally pulled it in. 2 gone. Now Anthony Gose will get another at bat. Gose has got a shot at a 4-hit game.
It'll be his third, I believe, of this year. If he gets another one.
It was 4 out of 5 yesterday with a triple. 3 out of 5 right now with a triple.
Check that. It would be the second 4-hit game of the year for Gose.
Little pop up, but that'll get back out of play. Two balls, one strike. Cards pen had an ERA of 1.71 coming into tonight, which is what you talked about earlier. This is a really good bullpen. Tigers, though, have beaten them up.
Yeah, Tigers started swinging the sticks yesterday with 20 hits, scoring 13 runs, and they must have packed those same bats they used yesterday.
Bouncing ball, just foul. He almost did it. The Tigers have scored 8 runs against the Cards pen tonight. The most they'd had previously in any game was 3, so their ERA is starting to balloon.
I think you brought this up earlier in interleague play. I mean, really, the last number of years, the Tigers have beaten the St. Louis Cardinals 10 of the quite a bit.
There's a bouncer to short. And Gose will be out. No 4-hit game tonight. However, Tigers get comfortably ahead. Cespedes knocks in a couple. McCann doubles in a run. And Iglesias chips in with an RBI hit. Let's go to the bottom of the ninth.
had their big boy pants on today. They've hit quite a few home runs. The last one, J.D. Martinez.
High, towering fly ball down the left field line. To the corner it goes. Holliday is looking up, and that ball is going to be a fair ball. It's gone, a home run. Just fair inside the pole. Back-to-back homers. Here is Al Albuquerque now to pitch the 9th inning for the Tigers.
In the 15th game this season for Albuquerque, you can see the earned run average is on over 6. He has struggled with his command so far this year.
And Carpenter looks at a strike. 1-1 on Matt Carpenter. He'll be followed by Matt Holliday and then Johnny Peralta. Lifted back out of play down the third base line, back into the seats.
I was talking to Jeff Jones and was asking him what the issues were with Albuquerque, and he said that Albuquerque had gotten into a habit when he started to swing after he had broke with his hands from the glove to start his delivery. He was kind of slowing his arm speed down. Therefore, it was never catching up. He could never get on top of his sliders, and that's why his slider hasn't been very good. So now what he's using is just a little bit of a slide step, mostly when he comes in the game at all times. And Jeff told me he feels like by making that adjustment with the lower half will allow him to catch up with the arm, and we should start to see that good slider again.
Well, I think you noticed it in the last couple of appearances. The slider a lot more sharp.
It has been better.
A little bit more bite to it.
So just a simple slide step toward home plate. The arm now catches up, and he's got more arm speed.
It's belted in the air to center field. Ghost is on the move. He'll get to the warning track to run it down.
Man, this Carpenter guy just gives you a quality at bat, doesn't he?
Well, he's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight.
Here's a slide step here that Albuquerque's pretty much using now. Just a little bit of a leg kick, and you can see the arm gets to a much better position and he gets more depth on the breaking ball.
Holliday has one right up and in. Tigers need 2 more outs to get their 22nd win of the season. They came into St. Louis tonight facing the best record in baseball. A little wave and a miss. 1 for 4 tonight for Holliday.
Kansas City Royals put a whooping on the Yankees tonight.
Yeah, they rolled them.
Wasn't Pineda starting that game tonight for the Yankees?
Not sure, was it? 12-1 was the final. If he did,
I think Pineda was starting that game tonight.
He did, we're told. I wonder how many of those he gave up.
This last outing, he had 15 strikeouts.
There's the final. Royals keep rolling. One ball, 2 strikes. Bouncer right back up the middle. Kinsler. Holliday is going to be out, 2 gone. One more out to get. That will be Johnny Peralta. 17 Tigers hits tonight. En route to a 10-4 lead. They scored 8 of their 10 runs in the last 3 innings tonight against that bullpen of the Cardinals. Peralta 2-run shot back in the 7th. Ball 1. Two-0 is low. 3-0 the count. on Johnny Peralta. Should he reach, Reynolds would be next. That's in there, a strike. 3-1. It's going to be ball 4. 2 out base on balls. That'll bring up Mark Reynolds. Single and 4 at bats, though. Reynolds has struck out his last 2 times up. Albuquerque replacing Jabba Chamberlain. Gorzelani pitching tonight as well. Lane Hardy. Runner will take second base with no throw. Now Peralta moves up 1 strike. And Mark Reynolds. Here's the 0-1. Reynolds sends a ground ball to third. Behind the bag. Fielded there by Perez. Throws to first. And Miggy picks it for the out. Reynolds bounces out, and that's a wrap. The Tigers win it by a score of 10-4. Cabrera okay.
I guess they might want to challenge it. Yeah, they might want to take a look at it.
Kind of an awkward looking play at first base.
Yeah, Tigers have to wait a little while before they high five one another.
They've given up.
Nice pick by Miggy.
So the Tigers again on the second consecutive day bring out the big bats. They score 10 runs on 17 hits. And they beat the Cardinals in game 1 of this interleague series. There's your final 10-4. We'll be back.